So my husband was able to find a 50-pound bag of potatoes. We did go through a couple bags of the normal size potatoes. I think it's like 10-pound potatoes. So now he decided to get the 50-pound bag. That'll last us for a little bit. And it's just at the business Costco, the business center. And they have like huge bags because it's typically restaurants that buy in this quantity. But since we're doing the Mary's Mini, we need a lot of potatoes, so this will be perfect. So I pretty much ate broccoli almost every single day, just sauteed in a little bit of broth or some water, and I would add a little bit of garlic on top sometimes. Sometimes I wouldn't add anything. Another staple while on the mini is fries. I air fried French fries every single day. I would have it at least for one of my meals. I didn't add any seasonings to my wedges. I would just chop them up, and they were already pre-cooked in the fridge, and then I would pop them into the air fryer, and that's it. And I would just dip it in some sugar-free ketchup, and that's it. They turned out just perfect in the air fryer. So here's a perfect example of one of my meals. I would just have fries with my sugar-free ketchup, and then I would have a side of broccoli. And then another staple meal that I would have is just my plain already cooked potatoes from the fridge. I would heat them up. I would put some jalapeno sauce on it, and then a mixed green salad with some cabbage slaw on top, and actually a broccoli slaw as well. And then just mixed with a little bit of vinegar, or I would use the jalapeno sauce on all of it. So another meal I had a lot on my 10-day mini was just regular beans sauteed in a little bit of water or broth, and again heating up my potatoes, and that's it. So I just have mixed greens and spinach, and I also have a broccoli slaw added to 2 salads that I'm bringing to work, one for breakfast, one for lunch, and then just the plain potatoes that I will add some of the jalapeno sauce to, and it's oil free and it's super tasty. So I'll just add a little bit of that to the potatoes. There's breakfast and lunch, and then I just have some vinegar that I'm going to add as a dressing to the salads. That's it. So it's really important to have already cooked potatoes in your fridge if you're going to be successful at the Mary's Mini. So I always had at least one bag of cooked potatoes ready to go. And again, it's very important to stay hydrated, so I kept drinking my water. It's very important to keep track of how much water you're having because you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated enough during your 10-day mini. So here I'm just showing how quick and easy it is to make a big pan of just regular green beans, and I just added a tiny bit of broth and just a little bit of water, and that's it. Some garlic on top and you're good to go. And then you just eat that with your starch of choice, which for me was potatoes. So this is another staple meal. I just had veggie soup. It's really simple. You just need a few ingredients, your potatoes and your veg, and some broth and some seasoning, and you're done. I have the pressure cooker, so if you have a pressure cooker, this will save you so much time, but if you don't, no big deal, just do it in a pot. So I basically outlined each thing that I put in, and I'll write down the quantities or approximate quantities in the description so that you guys can try to make it at home. But really, a soup like this is so easy. You just add in whatever you have on hand, and I'm sure it's going to turn out just fine. So this is the final product, a very simple soup, but very filling, very hearty, and super healthy, and it is all allowed on the Mary's Mini. There is no oil in this soup. It's just your starch of choice, and again, your veggies, and then you're cooking it just for a few minutes in the pressure cooker, and then you're left with this amazing healthy soup. So other than water, I had a lot of tea while on my Mary's Mini, so I'm just showing I'm having a peppermint tea here. I had different types of herbal teas, and that is allowed on the Mary's Mini. I also had my Dandy Blend, which is a coffee alternative, or a very light brew coffee, and I would drink it just black. Coffee started to gross me out during the 10-day mini because my taste buds started to change, so I started drinking a lot more tea. So I got my organic bin today, so that'll be great to add some stuff to my Mary's Mini. So I have the rainbow chard, which will be awesome. And it's all organic and it's delivered right to my door. So I also have a big broccoli. I'll be able to eat that as well. We can cook that up. And then I also got these mini organic carrots, so I'll be able to eat these. Awesome. Will not be able to have the squash right now while I'm on the mini, but that's fine. I'll just make it, I'll just save it probably. And then my son, I always order him some extra fruit, so he got oranges in this one and bananas, so he'll enjoy that. Just extra bananas. Yeah, I just get a small basket, and it's just to tie us over in between grocery shops, and also I order extra fruit for my son, so he has some extra apples in there as well. So yeah, I mean, not too bad. I can have the broccoli and the carrots, and I'll be able to have the rainbow chard, which looks so delicious. I cannot wait to eat this up. So another thing that I would make almost every single day is my mixed veggies in just a little bit of broth or water, again with a little bit of garlic. Sometimes I would add a tiny bit of chili flake if I wanted it a little bit more spicy. But that's it, very simple, and I would use these veggies for pretty much almost every meal. I made shepherd's pie a few times, and I would bring that to work for lunch as well. Super easy, and I would save an extra serving for another meal. So this mixed veggie combo that I have worked really well for my shepherd's pie in almost every meal. So again, I made it a lot, popped it into my baking dish, and then it would become shepherd's pie with potatoes on top. Super easy, and that is definitely allowed in the Mary's Mini. Your starch and your veggies, just made in a different way. So this shepherd's pie just has a bunch of jalapenos on top just to spice it up a little bit differently. But again, it's very simple. And my next shepherd's pie that I made, and I'll show you guys how to make it a little bit later in the video, I added more garlic to that one, and I do leave the skins on my potatoes. You can just make your potatoes without the skins, but I don't mind it. I like the extra fiber, so I leave the skins in. So here I'm just showing you guys how to assemble your shepherd's pie. Usually I do it with lentils and the mixed veg, and then top it with the potatoes. Obviously I can't have lentils on the Mary's Mini, so I had to scrap doing that and just stick with the veggies and the mashed potatoes. The mashed potatoes just have garlic in it and a little bit of broth, and they were mashed. They were already cooked in a pressure cooker, and I overcooked them purposely just so that it's super easy to make the mashed potatoes. And that's it. You know what? That's simple. And then you pop it into the oven just to broil the top and make it a little bit crispy, and you've got an amazing meal and probably leftovers for the next day. And this is what the final product looks like. It's kind of sloppy because my veggies are falling out of it, but you get the idea. It's super healthy, super easy to make, and it follows the Mary's Mini plan. So you know what? I think it would work even if you had sweet potatoes. That would work wonderful. And then here I'm just showing again one of my staple meals that I eat almost every day too. My fries, of course. I don't season my fries, I just leave it like that. And then a big bowl of veggies. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Super, super simple. And I feel like the Mary's Mini is just so easy to follow. You're eating as much as you want and you're eating amazing food. You just have to stick to your starch and different types of veggies. It is truly super easy to do. I highly recommend it. So if you're considering on doing the Mary's Mini, I hope that some of my meal ideas help inspire you. I encourage you to do it if you think it will be beneficial to you. It is not very difficult to follow at all. If you have any questions, drop them down below and I'll answer whatever questions you have. And again, thank you for watching my video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And don't forget to connect with me across social media.